That was a bit of a spicy week. So this week was a little bit different in that we are going back to tracks in the same car that we did last season. We'll start off with our Michelin Pilot Challenge series results, and we'll have, because we did the track last season, we'll have more points of comparison. But this is the series that uses multiple classes, so there's a faster class and then the cars that I drive. And just looking back at last season, my previous best in this car was 137.3. Now our first race at this series in this week, our best lap was a 137.188, and we eventually got that down to a 136.905. Our average start this week was 5th, and our average finish was 5th. That puts us at, with our championship points that we got this series, 34th place in our Series 7, Division 7, for this series. And overall, for the series as a whole, our average start is 5th, and our average finish is 6th. And we are 11th place in our rankings for this series. Overall, all the weeks combined in the championship points. This week we did 171 laps total with all of our starts. So hopefully, I guess that kind of explains a little bit on why we got that improvement. I am proud of the improvement. I wish it was a little bit more, but hey, we started off with a better lap than we finished last season with. Although I do have to say, I hope I would have improved, because this track was really early on last season. It was like week 3 or something like that. So maybe we should have improved a little bit more. I don't know. Here are our race results for the week. Because it's a multi-class, the standings include all the faster class cars. So if it says we're P15 or something like that, that doesn't necessarily mean that we were P15 in our class. We did have like a 3rd place finish in there. We were more towards the back of our class anyway, but I was happy with things. A couple things though did happen this week on this track, and one of those was we had a couple races where we just totally whiffed it on one of the corners and killed ourselves pretty early on in the race. Their first big straightaway, there's a corner that you just kind of brake a little bit on, and just a couple times I just did not take it correctly, and there's a big old grass field, and in iRacing the grass is pretty much like ice a lot of times, and we died from that. Oh geez, this is bad. Come on. Then there was another race early on that had a lot of chaos. The GT4 cars tend to, at some point early on in the race, get into a big old water wreck. And this one was particularly interesting. But we made it through.
Yellow flag, watch out. Car left. Clear left. Left side, clear left.
Well, that was interesting. Glad we weren't part of that. And then later on that same race, we were trucking and kind of just in our zone. We were far enough away from the car behind us, but we weren't gonna catch the guy ahead of us. And we're just there was a GT4 car up ahead of us, and he caught a bit of grass, hit the wall on his right, bounced across the track to the one on the left, stopped there, and then instead of like checking his relative or anything, just decides to go and you know, instead of like going out ahead of us or behind us, he goes right into us.
There's a faster class car behind.
Ah!
Yellow flag. Blue flag. Alright Josh, don't think about the lap times. Just hit each and every apex. That's 5 minutes to go. 5 minutes.
Okay, that was interesting.
Thank you.
Fortunately, we didn't kill anybody because of the massive spin he made us do. We just kind of held our brakes there and waited for the rest of the traffic to come by us and kind of headed back on our way. We ended up in the same spot we were in. We didn't lose any positions, just some safety rating. And, you know, we went on with our day. Not a whole lot else to report from that week, except for maybe this other big accident that we ended up dodging that caused a bit of a kerfluffle. But yeah.
Yellow flag.
Is that a
Watch out.
thing? Oh god, what's going on? Maybe, but in our other series that we raced, the Turn Touring Car Challenge, it was a little bit more interesting to me comparing last season's results with this one, just because it was like 4 weeks ago that we were at the same track. Now, our previous best lap times were quite a bit different in our practice and race times. Our previous best practice lap time was a 1:17.5, and our previous best race time was a 1:17.29. Now, we started off this week, and our first race, our best lap was a 1:17.641, which it was tough to get back to the 1:17s for me this week for whatever reason. I can't remember if we were having trouble getting them towards the end of last season or the week last season. I don't remember them being that hard at that point. But we got our times this week down to a 1:17.172 in a race, and I think it was a 1:17.190 something. I forgot to write it down because I'm a genius at producing these videos in practice. So like a slight improvement. I didn't lose all my pace, but that must mean something, right? I'm just not quite sure what. Our average start this week was 5th, and our average finish was 7th, which puts us in 27th place in our division for this series this week. Overall, our average start was 6th, and our average finish was 7th, which has us at 16th place in our division. And we did 202 laps in races. I guess I do a lot of races compared to a lot of people, but you know, that's how I get the practice in. I guess I could just do that many laps practicing and then go to a race, but it's not as fun. All of these, like a lot of these races were pretty spicy this week. Oh, here's the results if you want to see them. But yeah, like I was saying, a lot of these races were pretty spicy this week. We had like massive sends, like this dude here who pulled it off safely.
Car left.
Oh boy.
Clear left.
Welcome to the traffic zone, dude. We also had guys who would come up behind us on that corner into the start-finish straight and be flashing their lights at us. Some of them with good reason, they were faster than us. Some of them doing it in a really bizarre way, like this guy who was going wide and just wanted us to like I don't know, off track to give him extra room. He was trying to pass us on the grass on the left. Really weird. I'm sorry you start from the pits, dude, but I am trying to get positions just as much as you are.
Left side. Still
What are you doing?
clear left, E7. That's a new fastest lap for Martin on 17.79. Car right. Hold your line. Right side's clear.
There's some other races we had where it was just crash city, like this one towards the end of the week. We're about halfway through. We're watching this battle of like 3 or 4 cars in front of us, and this one car just ends up at the end of the straight. There's this off-road that you can take that like takes you out of the track, and if you go all the way, you kind of just disappear. I don't know if he got tapped by the guy behind him, but just one of the cars in the battle just yoink off the track and into no man's land. What should you do with so you can I've got the hat rewards and the channel points, and then like I took the pull-ups down because of COVID, because I had COVID. That was an interesting choice, bud. And in that same race, we were again with these 2 cars in front of us, and I'm a little bit behind because I'm just not keeping up. I don't know if it's because I don't have a draft buddy or whatnot, but one of the lap cars catches a piece of grass on his left, which sends him like in between the 2 guys in front of me and me, because there's that much space. We don't hit him. He hits the barrier to our right, gets sent flying back right behind us. It was I didn't even have time to register how close it had come until a chat started telling me, dude, you nearly got taken out there. No.
Car right, clear right.
Why?
Clear left.
One of my biggest takeaways from this week is I really need to learn how to take alternate lines to pass slower cars more efficiently. There are moments like this one where there's a guy who's probably like a second or 2 slower a lap than me, but I have a lot of trouble figuring out where and how to get past him. I mean, this is aside from all the other things that I need to fix with my driving, but my go-to move, I guess, is just kind of following people closely until they realize that I can be faster than them, and you know, they just let me go at some point.
The leader has just done a 116.00. Left side, clear left.
Overall, I'm really happy with the progress we've made over the past 2 weeks. I haven't been saying like iRating gains or losses, mostly because like up until this point we've hovered like around the 600 to 700 mark until like the end of last season, where we jumped up to 900, and then very quickly at the beginning of this season we dropped back down to that point and kind of hovered around there. But last week we started with our iRating of 724, and we got it all the way up to 1183 at the end of last week. So we started this week with iRating of 1183. We got it up to around 1400 midweek, but lost some. So we ended the week with 1282 iRating. I may start including that in the statistics from week to week. Part of this is just for me. This series is meant for me to document things for myself. So I probably will start including that. And then next week takes us in our Turn Touring Car Challenge. We'll go to Tsukuba, which last time was a bit rough, and like I don't know that I've noticed drivers getting better this season than last season. It seems like the popularity of this series has gone up a bit, and with that brings driving that might be a little bit more trying to think of the words rough. And so it'll be interesting to see how Tsukuba goes. It's a small track for these cars, and there's not a ton of passing opportunities if I'm remembering correctly. We'll see how it goes. And then the Michelin Pilot Challenge is at Silverstone Legacy, which I didn't do super great at last time. Last season when our touring car challenge race went there, but I feel like I was getting the track down kind of by the end of the week, and I just didn't get a lot of practice in, so I'm kind of excited for that one, although it'll be interesting to see how it goes with it being a multi-class race and all. As always, hit the like and subscribe buttons. If you got somebody that who you think might like the series, tell them to check it out. And then head on over to twitch.tv/thepiltdownman to check us out live. And until next time, just be nice to each other, folks. Have a great day.